Yeah, we're gonna review. I went to bed. I traded for about an hour, got in my bed, and figured I have to review. I don't have to, but I'm going to. I'm slow, meaning I'm down, kind of over trading as it stands. Over trading as in I'm over it, right? I'm burnt out, but there's really no stopping. So we're gonna watch everything twice and then go to bed. We're outside of the distribution at 65.25. There's an offering low from aggressive sell. There's an offer lower from aggressive selling. Notice how 15 shows up at 25. That's good. Then I take the initial move lower because if price hits my exit or if I see a reaction fast, I'm more. Or if price sees a reaction in my favor fast, I'm going to get out. I don't want to wait for the second move. The more time I spend in the market, the worse it off the more time I spend in the market, the worse off it is for me because I'm directly trading against other people who show up on the tape for the most part. Notice how I'm sitting on my hands here a bunch. That's really great. We see price hit VPOC and then sort of establish a balance at 62.75. I'll watch the fill here, but I actually disagree with it for the most part. Notice how there's no down ticking at all. Well, we hit 62.50 as a floor and then we move up. The fact that we couldn't get below 6250 into the low volume node, and even if we got into the low volume node, there's still a lot of reversion to be had. That was really a poor, horrible trade. Really, not much can be said about that except for post-trade frustration, which is what I'm talking about now. I took a horrible trade. What do you want me to say? Notice that big sell off. It was somebody exiting the market at 65.25. They pulled the entire bid ask down to VPOC and they pull it down again down there. And so I see that happening. My stop should be wider up against 57. We break low of day and I try it again. We can't get above 53.25. I'm focusing mainly on the bid ask now. Yeah, so I'm focusing mainly on the bid ask now because the tape is too fast to read. So these are inferior. These are worse conditions to trade. I'm trading it nonetheless. Then somebody plunges the Q. They stacked 52.25, 124 there, and price rallies. And so I think we're going in the opposite direction now. I played a lot of this. I played a lot of chicken, like these sort of Neanderthal, almost guesswork trades. A decent return pullback that I agree with. It was just fortuitous that price broke down um, against me there. And then I think I try to catch the other end of the distribution. I did the downside, but notice how we've accumulated between 56.50 and 57.75. The fact that we broke out of it temporarily and hit 56.50 again just tells me that we're going to revert to the upside, at least to 57.50, which is most likely what happens off of a low of day plunge. At least is 57.50. Then if we cross from 750 to 825, then we're probably going back into the center part of the distribution to the upside off of the stops being ran at low of day. Notice how we can't get above 58.50 there. That's a good reason for a short. I get out there rightfully so because momentum dies off. Now I'm desperately chasing this explosion to low of day here. I'm trying, but I miss it altogether. It can be said, this is too volatile, you shouldn't trade this, which is true, but my edge comes from your edge period comes from other participants in the market. If somebody is market selling like that, there's an obvious edge there. Um, and anybody who advises otherwise, I just don't want to listen to. It's like reading books about playing hockey versus playing hockey. It's better just to play hockey if you want to be good at playing hockey. Okay, now I took a huge loss here. Um, should really get out there because it ran low of day. Liquidity appears to dry up here on the inside prints, and they're rallying in the opposite direction. I'm caught on the wrong side of the market. Um, and then I bid this middle point, and price just accumulates frustratingly up at the 53.75 area. Right? See how it thickens up? That's bullish, but it doesn't make it any less painful to wait. I stack threes here. We get up to 54, and then I partial out all of my positions here. I think I take a stop. Right, and notice how 52 is at the bottom of the distribution that's been thickening up. This is the floor that I should be trading here, especially because it was defended off of 51.50 and it rallied three ticks to the upside, right? And so I got baited on a breakout short, not paying attention to context. I'm gonna write that down because it's so bad. Because that's so bad. 33.43, 33.43, 33.43, baited, short. And then I eventually take the stop there for 100 ticks. And by then it's 6:48. I've been trading since maybe 6:09. I'm fatigued here, and I'm like all over the place. I don't know what my conditions should be. I don't know what I should be trading here. Um, I don't know if I'm looking for a standard reversion back to VPOC. Realistically speaking, that's what it should be. It should be bid ask trading, less inside print based, and the market is evidently volatile. So I'd be leaning on the bid ask heavily. I'd be leaning heavily on context and heavily on volume profile in the pre-market. I think I step away from my computer and lay down, and that's just the tape running. Really, not a lot to be said. We'll check the P&L, but I won't stop anything. 230, 237. That sounds about right. Yeah. So it's just one big loss.